fine, yeah, yeah. We're mixing, we're mingling, we're having fun, yeah. It's a Monday. You pull it up. Yeah, homeboy, get into the back. I like this guy. I like the way he's moving. I like the way you move. Perfect. Amazing. That's the kind of energy we want to bring to the collaborative spaces. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. My name is Trini Jackson. I'm going to be opening us up for the night. I've been watching Kahlil build this for the last year, and it's to say that he's been determined is an understatement. You know, he's put everything he can to this, hours of effort and time and energy and all of his thought, all like his whole brain went into making this reality. So I'm really grateful to be a part of this launch in any way, shape, or form. I'm excited to be here. I can't wait to meet each and every single one of you as I get there and collab myself. And I'm going to be introducing and welcoming one of our first speakers out here, Jasmine Jones, an individual that has inspired and encouraged individuals in many different ways through her networks and through her entrepreneurship, through her many different television TV shows. So I'm excited to be able to share the stage with such a amazing woman, inspiring entrepreneur. So without further ado, y'all make some noise, round of applause. Jasmine Jones is going to take the stage.
Thank you. All right, how y'all doing out there? So, yeah, let's give it up. Bring that energy. So, number one, I'm super, super excited to be here. I'm super proud of Khalil. I've been able to just see a concept, I don't know, come to life. And even though I'm someone that's doing something similar, it's really good to see people take a vision and bring it to reality. So, Khalil, before we get started, I just want to tell you congratulations, and I'm super, super excited to be here. I'm also super excited to be at the Hive. This is my first time in this space, and it is beautiful. It is wonderful. It's a space that makes creators feel comfortable. So shout out to the Hive. All right, y'all. So we are here to talk about the future of connection. So I get to have the pleasure to moderate a couple of panels. I see some familiar faces out there. So what's up to all of y'all? But I would like to bring up our panelists. So first, I want to bring up earlier, I have to make y'all laugh. Earlier, I went up, I did my research on the panelists, right? Because I want to be familiar with them. So I got on my way here, my dad's driving, I'm looking it up, I'm looking it up. So then when I saw her, I walked right up to her and I'm like, Maddie? She's like, no, Maggie. I'm like, I was really, really working on this. So again, I apologize for that, but I want to go ahead and bring up Maggie. She is the owner of Sesh Co-working Space. All right, we love that. Welcome. And then I want to bring up the second person, Legina of the Us Space. I'm sure many of y'all know her, but we like to bring Legina on up to the stage. Mhm. How y'all feeling, ladies?
Wonderful.
All right. Well, one thing I like to pride myself to in doing when I moderate is just making a conversation. I just want to talk. So, being the future of connection, both of you are owners of they call them third spaces or co-working spaces. So, tell us who you are. Tell us about your space and what inspired you to come out tonight.
You want to go first? Okay. My name is Maggie Segrich. I am one of the founders and owner behind Sesh Co-working. We are Houston's first female-owned co-working space. We also happen to be the largest in the state of Texas.
Okay.
Our co-working space is for women, communities of color, and the LGBTQ plus community because we live in Texas, y'all, and we all need a safe and inspiring place to work. Outside of Sesh Co-working, I recently started the Sesh Foundation. I just ran our annual numbers for 2024. We gifted over $100,000 worth in space.
Yes. Congratulations.
Thank you. That was our second year in a row at the exact same amount. So I was very happy.
I bet.
Okay. Hey, y'all. My name is Legina. I am the founder of the Us Space. So we are intentional innovation spaces that are focused on resource, business education, and really making sure that your thoughts and your dreams and your ideas and your leadership come to life and thrive in really intentional ways. We like to say that we are female forward, as you will see on our website. We are people of color supporting, and we're welcome to anybody that wants to catch the Us Space vibe. So we even have a new coalition of our super uncles, and apparently third Fridays in Texas are dad Fridays. So we are, continuing to build out our community and really just create space for people to thrive and be who they are without there being questions or you having to overvalidate yourself. We're located in downtown Houston on the fourth floor of the Esperson building. We have about 11,000 square feet, training spaces, a meditation space, nap room, conference spaces, all the stuff. It's a really nice thing to do. Outside of that, I am the co-founder of a mental health non-for-profit called Melanin Minds. And it is centered and focused around Black, Indigenous, and people of color mental health to destigmatize that we don't do mental health, because all we've run into is a whole bunch of people of color that do mental health well. And we celebrate that through all of our living generations through our 5 pillars. And we have a conference this weekend. So if you want a ticket code, you let me know and I'm going to give it to you. As long as you're not recording, because my co-founder may have something to say about me giving out free tickets, but it's all good.
I love that. Love that. So one thing I saw when I was on both of y'all's website is the power of collaboration. And with this being all about collab, talk to me about the power of collaboration and how that has helped you in your industry and your business.
Well, we've already collaborated a few times.
Yeah, we did Friendsgiving together a couple years. I really think it's important, even as a community, and you having your own identity and understanding what your own community needs, but also extending, right? Because I like to say, because sometimes, and you may have ran into this too, where people are like, well, why do you need something that has women in it first or people of color? And I'm like, well, who goes to Orange Theory? I don't. I don't go to Orange Theory, but there's Lifetime Fitness and there's the YMCA and there's an outdoor track. So I think there's a vibe for everybody. And so it's really important to like cross pollinate while still keeping your own absolute identity. One of our pillars is partnerships. And, without our partnerships, we wouldn't have a space to call our own. And, we even have a partnership for our office furniture, for our programming. We partner with our members all the time. And so that's where collaboration comes in at the US space a lot, is that, that's just one of our core pillars. It's built into what we do.
Yeah, I think partnership and collaboration are part of that growth mindset, knowing that you're never going to be all knowing and have all the answers. So bringing in other people who have the other answers is great.
Right, right. I talk about all the time about the power of collaboration because I say you can't get anywhere on your own. And when I think about the future of connection and collab, what Khalil's doing with collab, I feel like collaboration and community building is at the forefront of that. And so talking about community, that's something I also saw on both of you guys' website about how important it is to build community. So what are some things that you guys do to build community? What are some events that you host? What are some events that you go to be a part of the community?
You should talk about Texas Women's College and that collaboration. That's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. I think it's our 4th year now with Texas Women's University.
Ooh, let's not disrespect for university.
I didn't catch it until I just went to re-say it. So 4th year, they do a cohort of about 7 to 8 women, and they really help women get from kind of that ideation into a full running business. And the women who have participated in that cohort, I can always tell the ones who are successful because they show up at session. They use that dedicated desk every single week. And those are the
give.
Yeah.
Yes.
And those are the ones who afterwards end up getting a membership and becoming the most successful ones. And so I think that shows like in that collaboration showing up when provided the opportunity.
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah, I always talk about on my LinkedIn, I go show up, show up, show up. And it's like physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, right? Those are things that you show up. I think one of my favorite things that we've recently done, like in community building, is with all of that space. One of the things I wrote into my business plan years ago that is still like the foundation for like business plan 6.0 now or something. But the original one, I wrote that I wanted to do, and I didn't know it was called an incubator at the time. But now the space has like incubator space, so that's pretty cool. There's an opportunity to do a wellness incubator, a maker space incubator, a sound lab, or like a physical good or service. So we launched our first one at the top of the year with one of our members, and she has a coffee brand. It's called Hot House. You should get it. It's amazing coffee.
Yes, it is amazing.
It's amazing coffee. Like, I'm not, no cap. HAWT House. And she started with a new idea for service, and she was at a $0 revenue. And by the time she finished in 4 months, like, she was ready to do her next endeavor with the service that she wanted to do, negotiating space and different conferences and all that kind of stuff. So I'm really, really proud of that part of the community, because as soon as you say you want to do something and the word gets out at the space, everybody's backing behind you. And not only with like sharing, like they probably give you your mission better than you do, and then they're also buying and sharing with family members out of state and out of country. So I'm really humbled by that, like to the point, all my members have an over under if I'm gonna cry on each stage, because I get really emotional when you think about like what you're doing, even if it's like you feel like it's low impact, because it's just not.
Right. And so that brings me to my next point, which is an app like Kahlab. What does that do for a co-working space?
Well, I think for me, what I see it doing is it allows people to kind of look at a co-working space in a different point of view. Like, oh, I don't have to be a member, because so many people think you have to sign the contract and be a member to show up. But with an app like Kahlab, you're like, oh, I can go dabble over here. I have a meeting on this part of town. Now I can go over there. And then after my meeting, pop into that co-working space. I think it really, especially in a city like Houston, where we drive everywhere and it takes 40 minutes to get from one side of Houston to 6 blocks away, having that space where you can focus and get work done and it's reliable, I think is super important.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree too. When I started the space, like I was trying to get into all of like these accelerator programs and stuff, and I felt so disrespected because a director of a program, I'll tell you offline, you'll know who it is. She was like, she said, you need to do customer discovery. And I was like, what? I don't. And I did. And one of the things I found out in customer discovery is one, flex third spaces are not advertised to women. And when you think of women of color and Black women who hold the most degrees in our country, and also are opening up and sustaining businesses at the largest rate in this country without like direct funding from sources, when you think about that, there's a gap. Right. And, everyone's like, make dollars make sense. I'm like, well, make that make sense. Like, why aren't you advertising to that population of people? So that's why I really started leaning into the space, is through the customer discovery lens of it. And then when you think about like the day passes and Collapse, also when Khalil came to me, I was like, what are you doing? And he told me about it. And y'all know that Khalil is just such a kind person, but he's inward, right? He's such an introvert. And I am an introvert extrovert, but like I come at you. And he was like, this is what I want to do. I was like, well, you need to think of this, 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 this. And we need onboarding because I'm a solo entrepreneur. And he came back to me with all of the things like, this is what I'm doing. And we're here for it. So I was humbled by that. And then, when you think of like the gym passes and everything, it's just a way for people to discover that typically don't have the resources coming at them directly, to discover a place like the space, like Sesh, like all of the other ones out there. I'm not an advertisement, so I'm not going to say them all. But so I really appreciate Kahlab for that opportunity, and just to see different people explore and be sitting in nice things that they deserve.
I also think it opens the opportunity, it opens the door to opportunity, right? Like, you're welcome here and you're welcome here and you're welcome here and here. Whereas like you don't know they exist, so you don't know the door's open.
Right. I agree. Because when I first spoke with Khalil about the idea, I was blown away from the concept. I was like, oh, you own to something. And so as it developed and putting my space on the app, it just, like you say, it's the opportunity. And then it really builds community because I can be over at the Us Space, but I see all the creators are over at Sesh Space, and then I can transfer my credit, go over there. Like, to me, that's just amazing because sometimes in the digital world, we lose that sense of connection. The type of connection that you can only get face to face. So I just think Kahlab is like changing the game when it comes to that.
And let me add this too, because I know that you post on some of the same places I do, all the peer space and Gigsters and all that kind of stuff. Our effort to put stuff on those platforms where it goes to like go into an algorithm and never be seen again is tough, right? Because that takes like 1 or 2 days to upload. Then they say the photo pixelation isn't right, and you need to do
You
this.
need a different angle.
All this, and you need to add in what is that AV. And with Kahlab, he's out there doing the work in real time, and I'm excited to see how he continues to make that touch point one of his value propositions.
I also like the fact that when I opened Sesh, there were like maybe 15 co-working spaces, and now there's like 40 plus co-working spaces, right? And then to create kind of almost this network and this reciprocity program throughout such a transient type city, and I think we're weaving the city back together.
Yeah, I agree. I love that. Okay, so as we conclude this panel, if you could tell your past self one piece of advice before opening your space, besides, girl, what would it be?
Get better insurance.
Perfect.
Yeah. Side note, I opened Sesh Co-working February 3rd of 2020. We were open for all of 6 weeks, so I wish I had had better insurance that would have maybe covered some of the losses I had.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
That is good. I'm still having the conversation with myself. I remember when I opened, I was sitting with one of our colleagues, a white male that has a flex third space, investors, classmate's father, did the bankroll at the beginning. And I remember when we were having our one-on-one, and he says, well, I don't know how you're doing this. I started with 4 staff members. So that is the original conversation I am still having with myself. The Us Space is all member funded. It's all self-funded. I have not yet to take out a loan. I'm actually working on deciding what kind of loan I'm going to take out this year. And it's a proud point because, the concept came to me in 2019. We started a virtual work accountability day during the pandemic. Then we got a physical space, a community within a community in 2021. And then we signed the lease on our physical space that we have now and in 2023. So I don't know what I would tell my past self because the stuff, it varies day to day. You entrepreneurs, it's like, don't do it. Oh my God, you're the best. Like, it's hard.
Yes,
It's a roller coaster.
It's definitely like a bipolar relationship because I would probably look
100%.
myself and like, girl, you are killing it. Then like, are you crazy? Like, you have children to feed. What are you doing?
Yeah, like when the doorbell rings and I'm all the way in the back, I'm like, why did I put my desk in, just everything.
Little things, right? So, the last thing I want to do, I'm really big on the youth. I'm an advocate for the youth, so I like to encourage them. So for any young person out there, what is a piece of advice that you would give them if they're just out there, they know they want to create, but they don't know which way to go? What would be your advice to them? And then also let us know how people can reach you.
I think if there's one thing that I learned in my youth, having grown up in the Midwest, I didn't have a lot of opportunities. I didn't know those opportunities existed until I kind of left and bounced from the West Coast to the East Coast. And I realized that I wish I had just asked more questions. And so like for right now, if anybody's out there, I have 2 college interns at Sesh, and I'm going to have another one in the fall. But if an college student was just to come up to me and be like, hey, I want to be your marketing intern. Right, exactly, because you have the tenacity to put yourself out there and ask, knowing I might say no, and just know that no isn't for forever. It's just right now. And so like I wish more people would just put themselves out there and put their ask right out there.
Definitely.
Yeah, mine would be right in line. If I was talking to a younger person, which I do a lot, I always tell them to go get their yeses and follow up. Like I make it a habit when a youth asks me something, I'm like, absolutely, here's my card, follow up. It's always going to be a yes. And I tell them, I'm like, man, if you still have a grade level by your name and you're hitting under 25, because I'm 40 now, so 25 is the cap. I'm going to automatically say yes, right? Like have the audacity, have the follow through, go get your yeses, because I always tell people I really don't hear no. If you're saying no to me, I don't know who you're talking to, because it's a missed opportunity when you really believe in yourself. So I always tell youth to like go get their yeses.
I like that. Go get, and y'all too. Go get y'all yeses. Okay, so where can they reach you, or where can they find out more about your businesses?
Instagram, LinkedIn, and Spotify. Sorry, guys. It's the end of the day. In the Car with You is our podcast.
Yeah, y'all have that. Go to the uspace.com. It's all at the bottom. My marketing and PR specialist strategist, I don't know. She just started a TikTok. So let us go viral, follow us on the TikTok, all those things. And if you want to link up with me, Legina R. Harris on LinkedIn, but the uspace.com, you can find all of our current stuff going on. And we have a work accountability day once a month. It's third Wednesdays. It is free and open to the public. Yes, we do take care of your parking and you get all the benefits of a member, so you can come and catch Testified.
All right, let's give it up for the panel. Thank you, ladies, so much. All right, I guess I'm rolling on in the panel too. All right. If you see your face up here, come up here. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. All right. So if I pronounce your name wrong, please forgive me. But Raina or Rana? Rana, can you join me up here on stage? Oh, I love your hair. Okay, and then we have Brianna, but I see her on LinkedIn as Bree. Yes. And I actually got to chop it up with him before the show, and great personality. Mr. Ty. How y'all feeling today?
I'm feeling real good.
Y'all look good. Y'all
How you
look
feeling?
good. We here. Can we give some shout outs for the fit right here? The shorts and the jacket. We love it.
It's hot out there.
I know it is. It's so hot in Houston. So before we dive into the conversation, same thing. I would like for y'all to introduce yourself, what it is you do, and what inspired you to come out tonight to support the Future Connection and Collab.
So my name is Ty Malone, and my company is Tie Together Events. I'm the guy that ties everything together for people. I have an event planning company. What inspired me to come out was I came out to a collab event about 2 months ago, and at that initial time that I came out, I made a lot of great connections and was able to collaborate with a few people, and from there got a couple of deals locked in to where I could increase the revenue for my business. And so I really believe in the vision that Khalil has, and I have told him that, and I am here to support him all the way, the long way.
I love that. Love that.
Yeah. So hi everybody, I'm Bree Flemings. I'm the founder of Gem Social. Our platform is a platform that allows brands to find the influencers that they need in their target market, audience, and in their budget, which is very important as a Black business owner. So we recently re-architected the platform because the biggest problem that brands have is getting in front of their customers. So we recently relaunched our new platform and our new features to a private beta. We have over 30,000 creators on the platform, and now we have an API that accesses millions of creators on the platform, which is great for us. And we have over 1,000 brands on there. So something I'm really proud of is that when I actually was looking for spaces to actually create content for our technology, we ended up with Kahlab Social. Yeah. And one day, me and Khalil was just in the back and in his the lab. If y'all know, y'all know. Y'all know the lab. So we get busy at night. He was like, Bree, I got an idea. What do you think about this? And he was sending it to like numerous people and they wasn't responding and he was a little frustrated. And I was like, sit down and tell me what it is. And he told me about what is now, his platform Kahlab and the app. And I was like, I think it's a great idea. And I could show you how to even go about it. And we was there for hours and he literally built it in 2 days.
Wow.
That's how dedicated Khalil is. And me, I want to support him not only by continuing building partnerships, but I want to invest in the platform. So, if y'all got some coins,
Yeah. Get them ready. I know that's right.
if y'all have some coins, I would think about investing in Kahlab because it's going to be $1 billion company.
I agree.
Amen.
Okay. I'm letting y'all know now because I'm getting my equity. Are you?
Yeah. Me too.
That's T.
Yep. I'm Rana. I'm the first member of Kahlab.
Shout out to that.
I'm not from Houston. I came here from San Diego. My story's a little different, but being an entrepreneur, coming here, building from ground zero, how I was gonna do everything. I'm not gonna go into like the entrepreneur side from me, but I'm gonna just say that I need to expand with how do I say this? People more. And I feel, oh my God. I'll say that. Okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. You got time.
Can you ask the question again one more time for me?
So you were just introducing yourself and what you do, what brought you out, and why you're inspired to be here to support.
Okay, so the story of me is just I found him on TikTok, and when I found his videos popping up, I was like, oh man, like if I go there now, it's just everybody's gonna be there. It's just gonna be because I could see he had spaces like you got this space, you got that space,
Yeah.
and I want it to be more than just entrepreneur. I want to also show my creative side and I guess like what y'all would say influencer. And after that, I think like a week later or so, he reached out to me, DM'd me, and was like he wants to personally invite me to something. I thought how crazy that was because this man does not know me.
Right.
Just crazy how already the connection of just social media works. So once I came and then like all the influencers and we're bouncing off ideas and whatnot, I'm just like the thought process of things. And then from there, just like the spaces he had already, just of where I could create content and come and just even the lab, just think about different stuff. I don't know who's going to be there. And man, I've really ran into a great connections where I've just been like really down and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm flustered. But then that one connection or two people pop up and now you have a million ideas, like a whole bunch that you got to brainstorm. So that's how I became the first member of Kahlab.
Girl, you did the whole panel. We good. All right. Thank y'all. No, that was beautiful because I think it shows the power of community and it shows the power of connection. And I remember Khalil when he first got started with the actual physical space. And we were both talking about how we could get people in the doors and just being able to collaborate and put ourselves out there in front of people. And then your community finds you as long as you show up for yourself, for sure. So, Ty, as an event planner, app like Kahlab, how is that important to your business?
So while I'm an event planner, I must say that I have a 9 to 5 where I am an HR professional. So, with that job, I get some type of flexibility with my schedule, and I have some remote days. So, I went to an event 2 months ago, and so I think it's beneficial to my company as an event planner because I get to collaborate with people, just in this space today.
Yep.
I was talking to people before we came in here, and I just threw out, and I don't tell everybody this, but I'm gonna tell everybody this now. But I said I have a 360 booth, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I need to get with you." So it's just those opportunities, those spaces that are available for you to be able to connect with people. You never know what service you have that someone else is looking for. And I think that's just really it. It benefits my company as an event planner by being able to disperse myself among the people and get to know people and really see what they want when it comes to their event. And so I can personalize it for them. And just, it's a space, it's relaxed. It's not anything that's like tough, where it makes you sweat and for me, get nervous.
Okay, I agree. I have an event space. And sometimes, I have a production studio, but we do events there. And sometimes a lot of people reach out to me, and the space that I have is maybe not the best fit for them because I have an open space. It's industrial. You have to have vision. You have to come in and kind of create what you see. Some people want to come and already have the set there, or they want screens or whatever the case may be. And I think an app like this makes it so beautiful because we have to collaborate more. I can't just try, oh, well, let me go get a screen. Let me bring in a set for you. Like, no, this may be not the best space. Let's get on this app. Let's see what else is out there, and let's find something that works for you.
I agree, and to that, which is why I became a founding member. I'm proud to say that I am a founding member of Kahlab. And so because I believe that, I haven't used it yet, but I believe that in my future for my company that there's going to be that opportunity right there to where I have a client that may say they want X, Y, and Z for their space, but they can't find it. I plan on going to the app.
Yes. Come on now. I'm so excited about this. So, Bree, being someone that you already had a platform and kind of have been able to, in a sense, give information to Khalil, or maybe even some mentorships at times, how important is all of this to you?
It's really important for me because, like, even though I have a platform, my platform is solving a very big problem for brands and influencers on the same side, because brands need to find influencers, as you can imagine, without all the manual work and outreach. And influencers really need a proper way to and workflow to manage their collaborations and get paid, right? Not like, oh, just like a little affiliate code here and there. Like, you actually can get paid on the platform or build a long-term partnership with someone with the opportunity to get paid. But for me, what was important is that outside of a brand, I'm a person first. I'm a person. And when I moved here almost 2 years ago, my dad died. And I realized, you know what, like, I want to be around more people that look like me, that are building. They don't have to build a tech company. It could be like Rana, who built, who actually is in the beauty business, right? She came from San Diego. I came from Miami. We're not from here, right? So for me, it felt like nice to be around community at the co-working spaces, at the events, like even at the studio and stuff. I'm not a photographer or videographer, but it was nice to even learn from them, like how should I angle this, or how should I shoot this content? Like, you can really learn from one another, and this goes into saying that as an entrepreneur, like, independent does not mean alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could be independently owned, you could be a solopreneur, or you could be a full-time person with a bunch of employees and stuff, but you still will feel alone. But that's by choice. When it comes to this platform, like, you have the choice to really engage with the community, and also you can get feedback on your company. Like, I always look for feedback. I do not shy away from feedback, because feedback is what got my company to even raise money from investors and get paying customers. So it's like a cheat sheet to me. Like, oh, my people right here.
Right. That's so true. Oh, that was good. So for you as a creator, you talked a little bit about, what your experience was like when you first got to Kahlab Social. But as you see everything evolving, and now he has Kahlab, the app, like, from a creator standpoint, how important is this?
I want to say, Khalil, your brain is amazing. And I want you to see also the audience. Do you remember Creative Con? Do you remember look at the audience now? Like, you are growing, and I want you to see that. But it's been beautiful to see that you can start from like something little and build from that. And that where also it feeds off you, because it's like, you can't make no excuse. Like, I can't do it. I just this, I don't have that. You have it. You have every resource. And if not, ask somebody, ask. And again, where that connection of like, hey, could you know someone that has like the way of this? I promise you, Khalil has like somebody that he could connect you with. And then other than that, just the progress in his events. It's just really been beautiful to see, and I've been really super, super honored to see from 2023 when I moved here, how, not gonna ever say small because it's still big.
Yeah.
How he's just grown
to the evolution, for sure. So I know he's been hosting the like the Kahlab, like the co-working where multiple people can pull up. So I've never been to one. Every time I see it on Instagram, I'm like, dang, I got to get out of this studio because I want to go. I want to connect, But what is that energy like?
So I think the energy depends on the space.
Okay.
Because I've been to two now, I think. Yeah, two. No, I've been to three actually. Yeah, and so the first one that I came to was at Neighbors, which was a really kind of different space from what I went to the second time, which was at the Us space. Shout out to you.
Shout out to Latina.
So, and then the third one I went to was at Sneaks. So I think it really depends on the venue that it's at. However, in all three events, I was able to make connections with someone and collaborate with someone. And a lot of times, I know we're always looking out for how can I make the next dollar, but at the second one at the Us space is when I found someone that I could help make a dollar. So I found another person of color who I have hired to assist me with videography for one of my events coming up at the end of August. So I think it's really important to identify that a lot of times it's not about your dollar. Sometimes you're there to help somebody else get a dollar.
I know that's right. Come on now.
Yeah. Wow. You ate.
Hey.
You chewed. For me, I when I first started going to the co-working days, it was honestly to get out the house. I live in the suburbs, so I was just happy to get out the house and just be around other people. But it still went back to that part that, like, yes, you get to network with others, and you finally get to meet a lot of people face to face.
Yeah.
Second off, the partnerships that come out of it. Like, I have never been in a city that has such a talented group of Black people.
Come
I
on
mean
now.
that.
H-Town.
Right here.
And I've lived all over because my parents are military. Atlanta, Philly, like Miami, you name it, But Houston is different. Y'all are different. And y'all need to be more around each other so y'all can see how y'all can feed into each other, because the reason why a lot of people I notice struggle in entrepreneurship is because they're so sometimes standoffish. You could be very talented, but that community, that networking, that network effect, that social capital is what's going to get you to the next space. So for me, like, I really enjoy the co-working days because, one, I get to get some work done, like, for real. I do get to get some work done. But then there's like that networking hour where you get to meet other people, and you're not confined to just that. You can do that on the app. You can do that at multiple co-working spaces. At the Us space especially, I have genuinely gotten a lot of valuable information as a Black founder. And then at such co-working space, I've been able to get different benefits as a founder too. It's every space is different, And I also end this by saying you should host a co-working day at your space. Because you're on there.
Call
too.
me out then.
Come on, challenge. I like it.
If you can't make it, host it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Khalil, you got my number. Okay. And what about you?
I don't want to because you guys, I feel like kind of knocked everything off the list. So from my standpoint, is I guess you think you already said it, that you really meet somebody new each time. I think my first time, I don't want to say this wrong, the FAO.
Oh yeah, FAO.
Okay, that's I think where my first time was. And just from there, you're again where you're going in, and you might have an idea, you don't want to talk about it, but somehow those ideas get to talk about, and you're literally now somebody's like, oh, why don't you just do it like this, and it make it seem like so easy, where you're just like, oh yeah, I should have done that. So besides the brainstorming, the people you might meet, and then again, I'm a beauty entrepreneur, so you don't know who lost their brow girl that day, or the hairstyle what didn't go good, and now they're like, okay, what's your Instagram? And just that way, just so much connections. I feel like we keep saying that, but really, it really is connections.
Yep. Feature of connections. What would you, so what would you tell someone who's never worked from a creative space or attended a pop-up co-working day before?
I'm going to let you start down there so we don't take all the good stuff. Uh-huh.
Can you say that one more time?
So what would you tell someone that's never worked from a creative space or been a part of a co-working day?
Come out, just see what it's about. I know that you can't, if you might see it on social media that I can just go to this one and be right there, all up in it. You might, don't get me wrong, you might have some connections you do leave with it, but you got to come out and really experience what Kahlil does. That's all I can really say, that you just got to really come out. You might see it again on social media. It's more than just your little story post. Really be intentional with going to these things, because it really works.
Okay. How you going to follow that up?
Oh, don't worry. I again definitely show up, but the reason why I say show up is because just show up as yourself first and foremost. Don't show up and talk about your brand right away and be salesy. Just show up as you, like you, who you are, right? Because you yourself will be able to mutually meet somebody else that really understands your vibe and wants to naturally help you. When I partnered on some of these events and didn't even talk about Gem, and then I bring it up at some point, and they're like, "Oh wait, so you guys put this together?" Yeah, but I want you to just meet Bree.
Yeah.
Just meet me. I'm funny. I get lit. You know, like let's start there, and then it'll naturally flow into different conversations. I've had many partnerships with many people in this room, you know, so, and it didn't start off by me just talking about, do you need influencers? Like,
Right.
So it's just being natural and being yourself. But even if you don't have an idea yet, right, or have a actual business, or even consider yourself a creator, you can still show up, because that is where it starts, like being around that community and then getting an idea, because you might have a problem you want to solve and just don't know how to execute it. So being around that community of people like really helps me. Like 6 years ago, I had a WeWork membership when WeWork was like the absolute thing, because the agency I was working for had was paying for it because it wasn't me. And I saw like the power of co-working spaces then when I kept getting all these different referrals from my side business. Like I was making my standard money, but I was probably making another $3,000-4,000 on a month just from the side, because that's how strong their community is. And also these are brands.
Yeah.
These are big companies that have a lot of spending money that don't mind paying $2,000-3,000 for a website, you know? So for me, like that, just to see this model be expanded is really important for solopreneurs, side hustlers, and even full-time entrepreneurs here today. And it could start by just coming to a co-working day and then becoming a member.
Okay.
I need you to repeat the question.
So what would you tell someone that's never worked from a creative space or been to like a co-working day?
So from my experience, again, I said I've gone 3 times. I would say be intentional with your arrival, because Khalil has a schedule, and I love it because I love structure. And so the first time I got there, I was able to work, and then I was able to network. The second time I went, I had a long night before, and then I was like, well, I'm just going to get there when I get there. And so when I got there, people were ready to network, but I had work I had to do, and I came to do the work. So I was like rushing to get my work done so that I could network. So I would say just be intentional with your arrival time. Like, you know that you have to get work done, so come when it's supposed to be work time and be ready to network when it's time to network.
I think that's perfect. So as we conclude this panel, in one word, well, I already asked y'all this, so I got to reword this. In one word, what does being a part of this kind of community mean to you? In one word.
Freedom.
Yes, I love that.
I would say grateful.
I was thinking extraordinary, but
Okay.
yeah, extraordinary. It's been really, I don't want to seem like I'm being repetitive, but the opportunities that have come with this, the brands and whatnot. So extraordinary.
I love that. Can we give it up for that? That's amazing. So for this panel, as I close out, I'm gonna ask y'all a fun question. So say for instance, it's a big day in your different industries. It's a big day. You signed a big contract. Things are good. What you plan on the car ride home?
Affirmations.
Okay.
Affirmations of a real.
Okay.
You want your, yeah, you the one.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
hype me up. Yeah, it's all about me. Yeah, I'm hyping myself up. I'm like, I did that. I
Yeah.
did that.
Yep. You almost brought something out of me. I had to keep going.
You see, I cut the words.
Yeah. What about you, Bree?
She got her own house.
Hey.
She got her own car.
Hey.
2 jobs. Work hard. She a bad bro. I
Yeah.
just put it on the flow.
Okay.
I be putting it on the flow with that song
love
because
that
I really am
too.
independent. You know, so
I love that.
I'm really going in on Boost.
Okay. And what about you on the way home?
I hate to kill the vibe, but like Maverick City music or
Okay.
look
Church. I
merch,
knew she was going to church.
We
Yes.
love that.
Yes, we love church.
everything.
Yes.
So yeah, something like that's more my speed.
All right. Well, I want to thank each of y'all for taking the time to come out to support, to be on this panel. It's been my pleasure to moderate both these panels, and thank y'all for y'all's time.
Testing. Okay, wow. Great panels. Give a round of applause for all of our panelists and our hosts. It's great to see it from both sides. I mean, I haven't been to the US space. I'm actually gonna have to pull up after this. I've obviously been to Sesh. I love being able to hear from the people that have put these spaces together because I know I've enjoyed it myself as someone who loves co-working. And I've been to the co-working days. If you haven't been to if you've been to a co-working day, make some noise right now. Yeah, we need it. Okay. So this is your sign. Make sure you don't miss the next co-working day. But without further ado, we're gonna bring up the man, the myth, the legend, Khalil. Someone who I'm really just so proud of. I'm really just so great. It's amazing to see how many of you are here to support him as well. Like he's been putting everything into this, and for me, I just love watching someone work towards something they're passionate about. And the thing about Khalil is if he says he's gonna get it done, it's gonna get done no matter what. And he just always makes it happen. Honestly, the fact that he's even doing something like this is crazy because before he started Kahlab and I was just his friend and everything, he was always the person that I would call. Like I always tell people that if you know somebody, I always know a guy. But if you need someone who knows a guy, Khalil always knows a guy. Like I think one day I was looking for a photographer and everything. And I'm really stressing about it and I'm just like dealing with the issue on my own. I tell him within 3 minutes, he has me on a FaceTime with a complete stranger. Hey, this is Trinity. This is what she needs. Can you help her out? Problem solved every time. Mr. Handle business. So I'm grateful to be attached to him, to be able to watch what he's doing with Kahlab. I'm super excited to be here. So make some noise for Khalil!
Oh man, this is great. But first, I want to say thank you to every single body in this room because you helped put this together, right? Like from every single space owner that I pitched when I just had like this random idea. Thank you to every single person that pulled up to an event just to be there. Thank you. Also, shout out to my mom, my sister. But first, I do want to talk about how did we get to this? How do we come to this thing we know of Kahlab? And it all goes back to when I first traveled from Lawton, Oklahoma, and I traveled all the way to Houston, Texas to do mechanical engineering. And if you know, I'm not like the engineering guy. I really didn't like it, honestly. But I traveled all the way to Houston, Texas to do mechanical engineering. And when I got here, it was literally in the middle of the pandemic. And while I'm in the middle of this pandemic, I'm literally alone by myself. I know like 3 or 4 people max. And I'm like, what do I do? So then as soon as the world opened back up a little bit, I started working remote. I started going to coffee shop. One of my favorite coffee shops is Wild. If anybody's ever been to Wild, yeah, that space is great. And so then I'm still like, okay, cool, I'm in the pandemic. But I decided, like, I need to do something different. I want something more. I'm not feeling the engineering. I'm not feeling this. So then I said, okay, cool. I think I'm going to go buy a camera. And I have no idea why I bought a camera. I still been thinking about this to this day. Why did I buy a camera? But that camera turned from me just doing photo shoots to people, from me booking other studios. So now my office became rented studios. My office became coffee shops. And I was like, you know what? I think I'm ready. I think I'm going to do this full-time entrepreneurship thing. But I wasn't sure. So I said, okay, cool. I had to go to New York. So I went to New York. I'm from Lawton, Oklahoma. I literally only seen it on TV. So I'm looking at all these different billboards, these lights, and I'm like, man, this is so cool. But then I said this thing to myself. I said, either one, either I'm scared or I'm not applying myself enough. So when I got back to Houston, I was like, when I get back, I'm going to do this full-time entrepreneurship thing. And so I just went straight to it. I jumped into it. And for everybody that knows, about Kahlab Social, I started that literally with just an idea. I said, cool, we're going to go get a co-working space. We're going to go get creative studios. We're going to get all these different things. We're going to put it into one. And it was like the hardest thing I ever did in my life. And I still to this day, when she asked that question, she was like, what would you tell yourself? I don't know if I would do it again because I'm like, man, it was the hardest thing I ever did in my life. And so this space, became like this thing where I'm like figuring out, okay, cool, I have to pay rent. I have to get people in it. So I'm like telling everybody about the lab. I'm telling them about the color room. I'm telling them about all this stuff. And I'm still like struggling. This is the hardest thing I ever did in my life. And so I said, okay, cool. Something has to shake because I can't keep putting every single thing that I have into this space. I need to get traction. I need to get more people into the space. And then there was this like idea, right? So the idea came November. I never forget it. I was talking to Christina and I was like, well, what if I just did like class pass for like workspaces? She's, oh, that's a cool idea. And I was okay, cool. But I never really did anything. I never really like put like effort towards it. And then I said, okay, cool. I start telling people, I go to Bree, I tell Bree, she's like, if we don't do it, I'm gonna do it. Basically, like that is like a great idea, you know? And so here's this idea. I'll never forget it. It was February 15th, 2025. I stayed up 2 nights in a row from 7 p.m. to 4 a.m. I don't know how to code. I don't know how to do nothing. I literally was like, hey, chat, how do you build this? And can you please explain it to me like a third grader? And give me IKEA steps. And then boom, like, you know, the idea was born. But then now you have this platform, but you got to go pitch to different people. So I'm calling Jasmine, I'm calling Legina. Like, I'm really trying to get this idea off the ground. I go to art. We have a whiteboard session. And then I found myself in FAO one day for an event. John, this guy named John, he connected me to Adonis. And I said, hey, look, bro, I want to host a pop-up co-working day. It is going to be from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. I know that you're typically closed in a day. We're just going to like invite people out, put on social media, see what happens. And then out of nowhere, like 100-something people show up the first day. And I'm okay, cool. I didn't actually have a follow-up plan. So I just said, you know what? I'm just going to host it again. And so we kept hosting it. And along the way, you meet people. I met Godfrey, who I'm like, hey, look, I got as far as I can go with this tech stuff. Can you please help me out? Because I don't really know how to do it. And then so we started building the app. And then I said, okay, cool. Now we're getting closer and closer to the vision I have. And it's to create a global network of both spaces and people. Because we realize it's not about the spaces, is really about the people in the room. So as we're in this room today, you're going to meet somebody, you're going to meet somebody else, and that's going to butterfly into something you can never imagine. And so on the platform, outside of you being able to meet people, you have access to dozens of spaces. So spaces like SES, spaces like The Hive. We even have one in New York right now, actually. And so like all these cool spaces are on this platform you have access to. But then not only that, you have the ability to see who's in the space. So now while you're on the platform, you can look and see people in real time where they're at. So you know that this space is live, this space is active. I really want to go there. We can see we're in the Hive right now. So, yeah, I think that's one of the biggest things. So now you have access to spaces. You can see where the people are working, but then also you can connect with the people while they're in the space. And that's one of the biggest things with me. So you can see this member list. You can go through, you can message people back and forth. You can generally create connections both in person, online, in person, online. And that is what I feel is the future of connection, being able to meet people both in real life, being able to meet people online. And that's why we're in this room today. But as you know, it only takes the right space, the right person to change your life. So while you're in here today, please make sure you meet people, you connect, because you genuinely never know what connection can lead you where. And that was it. But first, before we get into the networking portion while we're all here, I do want to thank each and every person that like put in effort. I was trying to like name people. There's Trinity. There's all these different people. Aislinn, who designed these amazing graphics. There's Bree, who like I told her this idea and she said, you better do it. There's all these different people that are in the room that help make this possible. And Tech for the Culture is for the networking portion. And y'all gonna connect. Y'all gonna meet people. But then moving forward, I do want to give the major shout out to the Hive. Houston, LP, can you? Because it's your space. It's your space. So I want people to know that, like, again, same thing. Like I like came to him and said, hey, bro, so I had this idea. I want to do this event. I don't have a lot of money right now, but I do have like lights. I have all these different things. He said, bro, I got you. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And he just kept saying, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Every single time I tried to be like, hey, what? He's like, bro, don't worry about it. I got you. And then I pulled up today, and it's like, man, this is great. So yeah. So again, please, make sure you connect and meet people. And also for everybody that's in the room, we do have a launch special since you're in the room. You can only get this launch special since you're in the room. So please, for the people that are becoming a member, get that today, because that price will not be